what day you were arrested and why?
Yeah. Okay, I was arrested. January the 31st, 1997. I was arrested for, I was falsely accused, but initially I was arrested for first degree murder and robbery with a deadly weapon. I was charged. I was 18 years old at the time. I was charged for that crime I did commit. But I was,
You said crime.
County jail for the particular.
You said crime you didn't commit because
crime.
You said because it sounded like you said that you did commit.
No, I said didn't.
Okay. I just want to make sure we got that for the record. Because sometimes when you're talking, it sounds like you're saying one thing, when they don't catch everything. And so did you think you were going to get out? Because you knew you hadn't done it.
No, I mean, I knew it was a serious offense. I knew I wasn't going to, they weren't going to look into the matter and just decide that, that they was going to, free me because, like, it's a very serious offense. So, I wasn't looking forward to, at a particular time getting out. I knew I was going to be pretty much charged for it because I understood that something terrible happened. Of life was taken. So, I knew I wasn't, I had to go through the due process of, of being there into duration. So I can, hopefully, free free myself or, kind of, let people know that, I was guilty of this crime.
And you saying that
I had to beat up.
You saying that now, and you're using a lot of words that I'm sure you weren't thinking of when you were 18 years old. So at the time you were 18, were you like, no, I'm getting out of this because I didn't do this. They're gonna have to let me go. Was that your thoughts?
No. At a particular time, no, absolutely not. Because like I understood the seriousness of the offense. You know what I mean? Even though, because once I got fingerprint, I was understood that I was being fingerprinted for the particular charge.
Okay.
So at that particular time, when it was understood that I was being charged with this crime, I knew that I wasn't getting immediate release. I knew I was going to, be in the county jail for X amount of time. You know what I mean? Until I could, pretty much going through the process and and clear my name or what have you. But it was the process of that particular night, and being there and being getting an attorney, a state appointed attorney, going through the that particular process, and just going through that, get an understanding of the magnitude of the situation at that particular time. So just understanding, what was going on, and like I say, getting involved, an attorney, helping me understand exactly what was going on, the ramifications behind it, the consequences behind it. But nevertheless, me constantly, trying to inform my attorney that, what was going on, what transpired, what I didn't do. You know what I mean? But just going through that particular process and understanding that I'm gonna be in the county jail, for the long haul until, my name get cleared. That's what I'm thinking at 18. Like, I'm not gonna be here. I'm not going to prison because hey, I didn't do anything, right? So that was my thing. You know what I mean? Just knowing that I was innocent of what was going on. I didn't know I was going to eventually have to do when it was all said and done, do 2 years, 8 months. County Jail until I end up, going to trial in October 10th of 1999. Went to trial. Just going through that motion. Before that, just going through not the physical, although it was a physical stress, but it was more mental, psychological issues, psychological stress of going through this process of being incarcerated for something that I didn't do. And having the psychological, the physical effects of my family, my loved ones, things like that. The things that they was going through, not just me, things they was going through as well. So it was a battle. As you can imagine, just going through that at the age of 18. So yeah, it took a toll not on much, just myself, but my family as well. So yeah, then but at that particular time, I didn't know at that time that the guy that actually did the crime, he lied and said that I did it, right? Of course, I didn't know at that particular time that he did. I learned of that later on down. I can't remember exactly when, but I was told by my lawyers that hey, the co-defendant, kind of I lied on you, saying that you actually committed the crime. You actually killed this guy. He was just there. He put himself in your shoes, in your role, which is, you were just a bystander. You was just there. But he's saying that, you committed a crime. He's going to testify on you, things of that nature. So just handling that and knowing, me myself, I'm already saying that, I didn't do anything, then be hearing this, you know what I mean? Like, wow, this, this guy just flat out lied. You know what I'm saying? He was totally dishonest. Truthful about it. So I learned that. I was informed of that through my lawyers. But actually, he, unbeknown to me, he had done actually lied that very same night that we was at the police department. So yeah, of course, like I said, it was unbeknown to me at that particular time. Of course, he was coerced. You know what I mean? Kind of lead it on the case with his father on his side, with his mother side, excuse me. So they got they coerced the story, to frame me for the murder, to point the finger saying I was a trigger man for the murder. Him and his mother. His mother was called up and she arrived at the police department. So they they got together in the room and consulted and took counsel between between the three of those and formulated a story, orchestrated a story that put the blame on me, to save him. So that's what they did. Again, unbeknown to me, I didn't know at that particular time. It was revealed much later on that's what transpired.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
okay, go ahead. Excuse me.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just reliving the whole thing right now in my mind.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say me and my co-hosts are probably gonna be asking you questions at different times, but fast forward today. Today is your 46th birthday.
Yes.
And your family has fought with you this whole time, and I think a few moments ago you said you still are asking why you are incarcerated, because now the co-defendant has come forward and went to trial and said that he lied.
Right.
and the courts,
Right.
including the federal court, has denied your release.
Right. Yeah. That's what's so. Cause in the course of since I've been incarcerated, the journey of incarceration, I haven't exhausted all my remedies, but I've tried different motions, which it was denied. Just trying to seek relief, but I always maintain my innocence throughout it. So yeah, it's been a long road. It's been a long travel. You know what I mean? But my co-defendant decided through the grace of God come forward because I know God worked within him to decide to compare him to come forward and kind of right is wrong. You know what I'm saying? And using the word particularly specific word that he used during the evidentiary hearing to right is he came back to right is wrong. So. And that's what he did. He came back and with a heavy heart, guilty heart, and looking for kind of redemption to redeem himself and ask for forgiveness, not only from myself, but for family, for himself, for God. So he took that approach, and he came forward and with an attempt to do that. To clear the air, to let the courts know that they had it wrong, they got it wrong in 1997. So yeah, he wanted to right his wrong, and he attempted to do so. He expounded on during the evidentiary hearing. He expounded on what exactly transpired, the role that he played, and the role that I played within the course of that incident. Kind of backtrack as well. I also testified in my defense during the trial when I went to trial, and I explained to the courts my role and during the incident, what transpired. So fast forward in his testimony, the truth that he revealed during the evidentiary hearing coincide with exactly what I said in my defense in 1997. So those two truths, you know what I mean? Those same truths should have sparked, you know what I mean? A considerate, you know what I mean? Make people think like, maybe we got it wrong. The system, maybe we got it wrong. The judge, it should have sparked a thought like, man, we got it wrong because these two truths coincide with each other. They run parallel to each other. Well, nevertheless, his testimony, recantation testimony was, was overlooked. They denied it on the strength of, they just didn't believe him.
Yeah, I was gonna say on the strength of what?
Yeah, they didn't believe him because I think first and foremost they just wanted to keep it. They didn't want to believe him for personal reasons. Not that not that by law, but because I came back on the recantation that should have been unbiasedly heard, right? Should have been taken, taken into heavy consideration. Not being so rushed to unfind a conclusion. You know what I mean? It was. I think it was more personal. You know what I mean? Because it's like you sitting here listening to this guy. So you got my testimony, but you listen to this guy. You listen to the fact that above around the case, once you look into the case, and everything that surrounded them. The only conclusion that you can come to, that you should have came to, is, hey, this guy, Mr. Jeffrey Doby, didn't do this crime. We got it wrong. The system, we got it wrong. But again, they didn't do that. Like I said, I gave it more personal because once you convict the person, you don't want to unconvict the person, right? You want to keep the conviction rate. You want to want to release on the person. You know what I mean? You don't want to admit to say I messed up, I made an error. So you deny that. So you deny the motions. On the strength of perjury. On the perjury essentially. He did it without rights. He did it without consequence. He spent a year west in an X amount of time, so he did it without consequence. But the fact of the matter is that's not true at all, because he was in perjury, right? For the maximum penalty up to like 25 years, which is carried like 5 to be technical. So you denied the motion, saying that he did it without risk. He was in harm's way of perjury, but yet upon his DOC, he got released. You rearrest him for perjury, so it's a major contradiction. You know what I'm saying? It's a major contradiction right there. So how could you deny my motion pretty much on this? You surround your denial solely pretty much based on the perjury issue.
You have 1 minute remaining.
But then you turn around and lock the guy up for perjury. So again, it's a contradictive the move you made. So
as I was listening to you, I think I'm gonna call LaFay and ask him his opinion on this. I'm gonna call him right now and see if he'll call me back. If not, his secretary Nita, and ask him his opinion, what he think about this.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Okay, I'm gonna call old girl in a minute and see what's up with her.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's great right there. I like that vibe right there. That's pretty cool right there.
Yeah. Okay. Love you.
Okay, love you too.
Happy birthday. Bye.